Hey guys, it's Alex. So sorry about the angle, but that's kind of all I got to work with right now. So real quick, what do I want to talk about today is things are happening in the industry that, good information is coming across, and I'd love to relay it back to you guys so you guys have some information. So let's talk about a positive displacement blower with making about 600 plus rear wheel horsepower. Then what's the next step? You go E85, you want to make more, and people just want to keep pulling down. Now, if you're making 650 rear wheel horsepower, you're effectively doubling the horsepower that these cars came with. They did not come, they probably made 380, 390 if you had a healthy one from the factory Coyote car, 11 to 14. And then you want to throw a blower on it, you want to make all the power in the world, but there are weak links to this motor, and the weakest link is very important. It's the rod. The rods on these cars are just not designed to basically take a lot of cylinder pressure, a lot of boost. It's just not designed for that. So what happens, right? A lot of people want to be the stock motor champ. Oh, I did it on the stock motor. I went, 9s on the stock motor. Okay, some of you guys get away with it and it's cool, but the vast majority of us probably don't. And what happens? You fling a rod. What happens when you fling a rod? Tell me, what's the process? So okay, you put a hole in the block 9 times out of 10. And then the piston, which is now not controlled by the rod anymore, can go up into the valves, slap them around, get aluminum chunks up in the intercooler, and potentially damage your rotors if you have a blower. Or if you're a centrifugal guy, oil will get fucking blown right back out the throttle body, and a whole sorts of bad shit can happen. Now you're fucked. Now your head's shit, your blower's shit, your block is shit. But what if you could catch it before it happens, okay? Let's say, like right now I'm making 700 plus wheel. I know during this cruise, a fucking rod can just go. So what's the plan? The plan is this. Go get myself a short block, a Coyote short block, whether it be from an F-150 or a Coyote car, as cheap as I can get it, okay? Probably from an F-150 from a junkyard. Has high miles, who cares? As long as the cylinder walls aren't scored up, who cares? Then I'll throw a set of rods and pistons in that. Balance it, make sure all the clearances are good, get a hone job on the cylinders, and guess what? I'm good to about 800 plus rear wheel horsepower. I wouldn't even think about, I wouldn't care. I'd say, hey, here, smallest pulley on earth, here's all the timing, all the fuel, let's go, let's boogie, let's push some shit in. Because now the weakest part of the car, the rods, are gone. Now we got some forged stuff in there, some good pistons, just let her eat, let her do her thing. And I can take my existing motor that's still running and sell it to offset the cost. Because I could say, hey, I got a fully running Coyote, whoop, here you go, and get whatever I can for it, for a guy who wants to build a hot rod, who wants to just rebuild it, who wants to maybe do rods and pistons on his thing, but mine is running, so the block is still in good shape. So think about it. Before you go wanting to put all the boost in the car and potentially flinging a rod and putting a hole on your block, rendering it useless, do something proactive. Make sure you go out there, do your research, find yourself a good Coyote from a junkyard, put some rods and pistons in it, assemble it, have the same exact deal you got going on now, except it's a lot stronger, and you can then sell your existing one and pretty much have a rods and pistons forged bottom end for 1,300 bucks, pretty damn cheap, instead of starting from scratch, new blower, new heads, new block. Something to think about going forward. My coworker Joe told me that's kind of the way to do it. That's the plan, proactively getting something built. Now, if you're under 600 or so rear wheel horsepower, you're probably pretty good, as long as you're not RPMing it to death, as long as the car's not detonating like crazy, getting crazy cylinder pressure, putting stress on that rod. Be proactive. Go think about getting a junkyard motor, rods and pistons, sell your existing Coyote to offset the cost, profit. Thanks for listening, guys. Talk to you later.